Basement stalker with main character syndrome thinks he runs the place. Strange man shows up uninvited, and everyone forgets how boundaries work. Super excited about creating life, then just ghosts the whole thing. Joins a group under shady circumstances and instantly shocked they cannot unsubscribe. Gets amazing invisible powers, then becomes instantly awful. But did anyone actually ask her if she even wanted to be with him? One night every month, he becomes the talk of the town. Emotional instability, but with very sharp claws. Free island vacation turns into a whole situation. You get what you pay for. Find frozen alien, thaw it, then shoot it a bunch of times. Giant lizard punishes humanity for giving it life. Radioactive life. Rich guy offers strangers money for a haunted sleepover, and they all said, yes? Great camera work, but still the point of view nobody asked for. Motel check-in ends in permanent checkout. I'm glad there's an app for that now. Kids act weird. Adults lose it. An easy trope no one will ever repeat. It ends with ice cream and dancing. I'm sure everything before was just as sweet. House full of ghosts. Still needs more ghosts. The rich are never satisfied. Husband trades wife for career growth. Best decision in the end. I'd rather be with the zombies outside than with the people inside. Possessed girl makes people faint. Her voice was peak horror. Sees something creepy, decides best idea is to follow it anyway. Man investigates too far and guarantees he will become the grand finale. Road trip becomes a nightmare instantly. It's better to plan your stops ahead. This is why I never go further than knee-deep. Even that's pushing it. Try to live a life where we don't feel more bad for your murderer than we do for you. Realizes he accidentally brought home the Antichrist with great manners. Dance schools are just a different, special kind of crazy. Family learns the hard way there are no shortcuts on the road of life. Man who walks everywhere becomes impossible to kill. Hordes gather around the mall, impossible to tell if they are the walking dead or consumers. Moves into a cheap house and discovers the low price was not a bargain. When someone is choking, wrap your arms around them from behind. Don't be afraid to get close. Instead of finishing his novel, he takes an axe to the family. Classic tale. It was his mother the whole time, but we're going to ignore that for several decades. People who lose family members to tragedy shouldn't move into haunted houses. This is exactly why you shouldn't read creepy books you find in creepier cabins. This is definitely one vacation he should have taken before the full moon. A relationship meltdown goes just a little bit off the rails. I heard after all that happened, they still thought it was cost-effective to only move the headstones. Everyone will have to burn eventually, just a matter of time. Tell it to call you anthology? Media consumption was out of control decades before short-form content. If he were rich, the townspeople would have named a bridge after him, regardless of what he did. Another science project that goes way, way too far. The first teleportation was a complete success. Never mind what happened after that. Woman procures men for ex-fling to drain their life because she's certain he's the one. Beach vampire twinks really want her sons to join their family. Grandpa says no. Even with all that probing stuff, aliens don't find us attractive either. Buys a cute doll for a kid and accidentally brings home a tiny felon with a knife. Learns sometimes dead is better and immediately decides to test that theory anyway. Small desert town discovers standing still is now a life skill. A cannibal psychiatrist serial killer knows who the real killer is. As usual, say his name 5 times, or claim he doesn't exist, or pretend to be him. He'll show up for any reason. This one wasn't easy to get through. Visually stunning, but meh. Surely they can only make this movie once, right? Mark Twain said, "The only difference between reality and fiction is that fiction needs to be credible. Never accept a package from Kevin Spacey Especially not 1990s Kevin Spacey. Despite what they say, knowing the rules doesn't actually change anything. It's only a matter of time before corporations tear a hole between dimensions. TV is very bad for your health. It impacts you quicker than you think. Stages a fake audition to meet women, then surprised when she becomes the nightmare. Everyone actually thought he was going to fix his marriage in the end. $100 to make, $100 million earned. Success without empathy? Sounds like the American dream we were all sold. Survives a catastrophe, and now everyday objects take it personally. Sees a guy dumping bodies down a pipe and still circles back to investigate. Just when we thought the sixth sense twisted us out, here comes these rich weirdos. They used to move slow enough to walk away from, but now most of us have zero chance. When the Japanese version wasn't enough, we found a way to squeeze more money out of it. Pulls over for roadside attraction and immediately becomes part of the exhibit. The world's strongest terminally ill patient introduces himself as totally not Kevin McAllister. Visits one house and now a ghost with a throat problem follows you everywhere. Road trip movie where the villains are having a great time and you are not invited. Why does grief make people put themselves in the way of flesh-eating monsters? If it seems too good to be true, then you're definitely going to be tortured for sport in a foreign country. While you're sleeping, zombies or something zombie-like are rising. Welcome home, Eleanor. Wait, wrong movie. I mean Laura. Just when you thought sleep was already hard enough, now we have this to deal with. Couldn't he at least have waited until something actually attacked them? Stays home for the night and discovers that was the wrong decision too. Vampires make more sense in the Arctic Circle. Longer nights equal better quality of unlife. She ignored a sea of red flags because $400 is $400. Kid takes a nap and suddenly the house comes with a demon roommate. Good thing Ed and Lorraine were there. Things might have gotten out of hand. Crime is legal for one night and everyone immediately makes terrible choices. Buys the creepiest doll imaginable and is shocked when it ruins everything. They didn't teach us about this one in health class. Will penicillin work? It's difficult learning to live with the monster who possessed you and tried to kill your child. Would have been so much better if the stupid goat wasn't the stupid devil. Santa's evil coworker finally got tired of kids acting up. Even on the best of days, public transportation always takes a turn. Dead body is somehow the most dangerous person in the room. Realizes the only thing keeping you safe was the light switch the whole time. The first warning should have been enough. Immortal Lights wakes up every 27 years to eat kids. Clown with zero story, only plots violence. Family trauma no therapist could ever fix. Eat, pray, love, murderous cult. Two men lose their sanity arguing about who gets to look at the light. Faith so crazy even God was like, calm down. He didn't take the breakup well, now he's invisible. A Zoom seance led by an Etsy witch. What could go wrong? Sibling rivalry takes a very unexpected turn. Boy becomes killer's worst nightmare. Society collapses, and everyone becomes immediately violent. Just when you thought it was safe to take a step on a wood floor. The ones who pretend to be wholesome are the biggest freaks. Would have been better to have just left it to the amateurs. How did they get a prequel so fast? Oh, wait, I see. Airbnb host forgot to mention the underground nightmare roommate. Another Hollywood spectacle, but the spectacle is hunting you back. Smiling politely is now a threat-level event. Fine dining, except this chef really hates you. Teens treat demons like a party trick then speedrun regret. Books a demon for ratings, then gets canceled permanently. Everyone knows exactly what not to do and still does it immediately. Now we get a peek into how everyone did everything wrong from the start. Origin story proving things can always start worse, decades later.